What's up, guys? I'm Brian Kelly with Kelly Family Fitness. This is just a hopefully quick video on where to get started. Whether you are getting ready to start working out, or maybe you've been working out, just want something else to think about, put some focus on what you're trying to do. I think that the first best thing I can tell you is start thinking about your goals. What are they? Why are you trying to work out? Is it because you need to lose weight? Maybe you just want to tone up, or it's some kind of an aesthetic goal like adding some muscle. Maybe you're looking to increase your strength. Maybe you need some more endurance, or maybe rehab. Whatever your reasons are, I think you should list those out. And I think that your workouts, your overall plan, should match what your goals are. So in other words, if your doctor tells you, hey, you got high blood pressure, and you're overweight, maybe you ought to get into the gym and start doing some cardio and try to lose some weight. And then you go into the gym and spend half your time talking to people and doing hammer curls. You're not really working to reach your goals, or at least not the ones that you originally set out to reach. So I think putting that in perspective in the beginning will help you map out where you need to be with your workouts. Now, there are all different types of workouts. There's different splits you could do. Some people do full body workouts. Some people will break things up and do a couple body parts at a time. Whatever you're looking to do, just think about balance, okay? So if you're doing a lot of pushing and not a lot of pulling, you're gonna end up with posture affected. In other words, the muscles that you're trying to strengthen are gonna get tighter. The muscles that you're not using are gonna get kind of dormant, and this agonist-antagonist fight's gonna happen, and that's no bueno for everybody. So try to keep things in balance. If you're doing a lot of pushing or pulling, try to do some of the other. If you are a runner where you're constantly using your quadriceps, maybe consider some hamstring work. If you've done a ton of crunches, or if you sit at a desk and you're kind of in this posture, you probably need some low back. But put some priority on where you're weak. The weaknesses probably need to be addressed, and they're probably also related to some pain or dysfunction in your body. Think about unilateral work too, so just doing one side at a time. Maybe throw in a little bit of balance work, even if it's as simple as standing on one foot and doing a curl. But just adding a little bit of balance is really important for a lot of people. It's good for the body, and it'll only help your workouts get better in the future. As far as your rep ranges, consider that strength work is generally like low rep. It's like 1 to 5, and it should be heavy. If you're looking to just increase muscle, maybe for like an aesthetic type goal, you're probably thinking 6 to 10 reps for hypertrophy. 11 to 15 gets into conditioning work. We all probably need a little bit out of each range. So spoiler alert, if you're not doing one of those, you probably should be. As far as cardio, the ACSM recommends a minimum of 20 minutes 3 times a week of vigorous activity. If you're not doing any kind of cardio or vigorous activity where your heart's pounding, you're breathing hard, you're sweating, if you're not, you probably should be. I think the latest stat that I heard is like 46 or 48% of the US adult population has some form of cardiac disease. I mean, that could be like high cholesterol or high blood pressure or something a lot more serious, but it affects like half of us. So you are probably in that category where you have something that exercising your heart would help. Just consider it. As far as stretching somewhere became bad to do. I don't know where, but static stretching is kind of out. Dynamic stretching is a little bit more popular. Think of static like sitting on your butt and reaching for your toes and holding that. Think of dynamic like going from, like transitioning through yoga poses. Might be dynamic stretching. So going from like a lunge position to a squat position, or bending and reaching, anything like that. And then there's also loaded stretching, which maybe you might hold a weight of some kind and maybe sit down into a deep squat, and you're actively using your muscles because your body's resisting that load, and at the same time you're in a deep enough range of motion that you're challenging your overall flexibility. That's very good too. I think they're all good. I'll give you a good example for static stretching. If I have a tight right pec or anything on this right side of my shoulder, and I don't address it before I work out, and my left side is more flexible. And then I go to do something that's a bilateral exercise, 2 hands same time, like a bench press. This right arm might not go down as far as my left with the bar, just because it's tighter. And over time, this compensation that I'm getting is going to beat my other joints up. I want to address that. So for me, you know, maybe the right side of my neck or the right side of my right delt, right pec, I like to do stretches for that before I bench, not even mess with the left side, but just to try to get it caught up so that my exercise is a little bit more even. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't care what anybody tells you. My general recommendation, start with some kind of a warm-up. Whether it's riding a bike, a stationary bike, some jumping jacks, anything to kind of get your heart rate up. Not too aggressive, just elevate temperature. Then some kind of stretching or prehab, rehab type stuff. So in other words, some kind of static or dynamic or loaded stretching, or if you have like rehab work you need to do, like maybe you have a rotator cuff injury or lower back, do that stuff at the beginning. Put the priority on that stuff. Stuff that we do first is kind of our priority. Then the weights, and then the cardio. There's no reason you can't do all that in 60 minutes. There's 168 hours in the week, you know? Find 3 hours and make it happen. I hope that I didn't get too technical, and I hope that I wasn't oversimplifying these concepts, but I wanted this to be a quick video. My wife gives me a hard time because I get to talking and ranting and my videos get long and people just tune it out. If you have more questions, reach out to me. I do some online training. I'll answer your questions. Just put them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, I would appreciate it, and have a great day.